I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. Back in January, longtime Orange County District Attorney Frank Phillips announced that after 28 years as DA, he had decided to leave office at the end of the year. His announcement left the door open for former prosecutor and fellow Republican David Hoovler, who then announced his candidacy. Then weeks later, Phillips reconsidered, announcing that he would seek another 4-year term. That re-entry into the race has proven to be short-lived. In a statement released today, Phillips said he will discontinue his efforts to gain the Republican Party nomination, saying that while he continues to have strong support from people outside the county Republican committee, it had become evident that GOP committee members now want to move in another direction. Phillips says he now wishes Hoovler success in his election bid, saying that if Hoovler is elected, he will continue to build on his record of success. Parents and community members in Maybrook put up a fight, but in the end, they could not save the elementary school in their village. Last night, members of the Valley Central School Board adopted a $92 million budget that includes a 9.8% tax levy increase, and as part of the plan to close an $8 million budget gap, the spending package includes the closing of Maybrook Elementary over the objections of about 200 parents, teachers, and taxpayers who attended last night's meeting. The Valley Central School Board did agree to shift all of the Maybrook students to Berea Elementary in the coming school year. The budget will be put before Valley Central School District voters May 21st. City of Newburgh police say Luis Herrera was driving drunk when his car crashed into a parked car last November. The impact took the life of his passenger, 43-year-old Carolyn Rivera Colon, a mother of 3. And now an Orange County grand jury has found sufficient evidence to indict Herrera on an assortment of felony charges that include aggravated vehicular homicide, manslaughter, vehicular manslaughter, criminally negligent homicide, DWI, and DWI drugs. Police said Herrera was not supposed to be behind the wheel. The 46-year-old Newburgh resident had been driving with a license that had been suspended because of a prior DWI conviction. Their stories of pain and suffering are contained in the words they wrote on the front of T-shirts. And those shirts and all those messages created by victims of domestic violence and rape were on display again today, this time in Kaplan Hall on the SUNY Orange Newburgh campus. The shirts make up the Clothesline Project, a visual way for all those voices of suffering to be heard. Kathy Somerville of Rape Crisis Services in Orange County was there to talk with students, to promote awareness, and to educate.
Sexual assault and rape is a common crime than anyone could imagine. It's the least reported crime, though. Only 20% of victims actually report it. And we want people to talk about it, if they have questions, if they need help.
County Rape Crisis Services hotline number is 1-800-832-1200. The T-shirt Clothesline will be on display at the SUNY Orange Middletown campus. That's coming up on Wednesday, April 24th. The 2-year-old boy was found half-dressed, wandering around busy streets in the town of Newburgh. Good Samaritans called police and stood with the child until officers arrived. Police then canvassed the neighborhood and finally determined the little boy had wandered off after having been left alone at Barclay Manor condominium complex. Following their investigation, Newburgh Town Police charged his father, 25-year-old Marquise Schuyler, with child abandonment and criminal contempt. Police say Schuyler left the child alone early in the evening and did not return to the residence until early the following morning.
13,500, 13,500, 13,500, 13,500, at 13,000, 13,500, 13,500, 13,500, 13,500.
Nearly 150 tax delinquent properties went on the auction block today during Ulster County's 2013 sale of foreclosure parcels at SUNY Ulster and Stone Ridge. The residential, commercial, and vacant properties up for bid owed more than $2.4 million in unpaid taxes. Saugerties led the way with 29 properties on the selling block owing a total of more than $850,000. Reporter Michael Novinson will have a breakdown on the sale, plus information on some of the buyers in a story here at Record Online and in tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. Sullivan County Sheriff's deputies say that by saying something when they saw something, Eyewitnesses, including a NYSEG employee, helped them nab a group of copper thieves. Deputies say they were spotted acting suspiciously around an empty house on Harris-Bushville Road in the town of Bethel. It is where they had ripped out and stolen copper piping. Officers were able to track their vehicle to Sims Recycling in Ferndale, where they had redeemed the copper. All four were later charged with felony criminal mischief. 24-year-old Courtney Cashan, 24-year-old Joshua Boyles, 40-year-old Jorge Ramirez, and 35-year-old Juan Morales were all ordered held on $25,000 bail. Sheriff's Office is investigating to determine if the four are linked in any way to other recent thefts in the area. And his job will be to return the Marist men's basketball program to prominence. Former Marist assistant Jeff Bauer was formally introduced Monday as the head coach of the Red Foxes, a team that hasn't had a winning season in years and hasn't won a postseason title since 1987. Brian Georges, the highly successful Marist women's basketball coach, says it's important that the men's program bounce back.
We desperately need a men's champion here. We need to get it back to the old days when people used to come in droves to watch games, to have it, see the lines outside. I still never forget the day, that I brought bagels and donuts and coffee to the kids standing outside before the Siena game, 5 or 6 years ago. We need to get that, and we need it to be consistent.
Bauer, a former coach with the NBA New Orleans Hornets, is well acquainted with Marist. He was an assistant coach with the Red Foxes from 1986 through 1995. There will be plenty of clouds in our immediate future. Wednesday will be cloudy with a chance of a late day shower moving in. The highs will be in the low 60s. Temperatures should top out around 70 degrees on Thursday under a mostly cloudy sky. Stay on top of breaking news throughout the day right here at Record Online and get the information you need to start your day by reading the Times Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.